Hi, this is Max Resta, and I'll be interviewing you about how life was different in Europe compared to the one in the US. So, how was school for you in middle school?
Okay, so in middle school, I went to a school that was 6th grade to 8th grade. It was a public middle school on 108th Columbus. And it was called Booker T. Washington. And there was about, I would say like the big things that stood out was that there was, I would say like 900 kids in the school compared to Dwight. There's about like 400, so 100 each grade. And I would say like one of the big things about middle school for me was that I felt like there was more of an opportunity to bond with different groups of people. Like if you felt you weren't part of a group in one area, you could move to a different group of people. And I feel like here at Dwight, there isn't enough people in your grade, in your school, where you can kind of do that.
So, as I know, you've been many times to Switzerland, and how do you feel is life compared to Switzerland and to New York? Because in New York there's a lot of mixed up cultures.
Well, for one, I like the contrast between Switzerland and New York because living in a metropolitan city where there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of buildings. It's nice to escape to Switzerland where there's a lot of nature, and it's really beautiful there. So my family goes there every summer, and it kind of gives that nice contrast to my life where I can get the best of both worlds.
How was it growing up in New York for you?
Alright, so growing up in New York for me, I feel like it was really easy to make friends and friendships and connections with people just because there's a vast amount of people that live here. So I feel like it's pretty easy to meet friends. And I feel like living in New York also allowed me to be in my own skin, to be comfortable and always be at peace, because I feel like Central Park is a main contributor to that. Because if you have something on your mind or you're angry or upset, you could just stroll through Central Park and it'll just make you feel, well, at least for me, it'll make you feel so comfortable and welcomed, and you can also see different cultures and just a lot of stuff at Central Park. And another thing I felt to me for living in New York is I really like how New York has such a vast amount of diversity, which could be a races, or it could be different restaurants and food spots, which is a main thing for me because I connect with food a lot, and how it connects back to my friendships too, because I feel like it's really easy start a conversation with somebody. You could you could just invite them to lunch, get some pizza, or just eat wherever you want to, just to make friendships is very easy in New York, and that's what I felt like I was able to do a lot. See, you're my best friend, so easy, and yeah. So Noah, how was it for you living in New York?
So for me, the change that I did from living in Europe to New York was a really big change for me, because I passed from having a house and a lot of nature around me to move in a big city, which I was never used to and which I've never lived in. And I feel like it was a good change because it's a good opportunity for me to live in a big city. And it was a big risk to take because I never knew if I was gonna like it or not. I thought I was not gonna like it. I thought I was gonna hate it, but it changed a lot. I really like New York, and I might come back here after for university because I'm probably gonna miss New York and the people there in New York. And I feel like New York really also opened my mind in more in the city, because when I was in Europe, I had more of a closed mind. I was closed-minded more because I didn't have lots of diversity and culture around.